Child, not Scratchy had a seizure and had to stay down to the Holiday Inn, but family. Am I right?
Jesus, let me know, but they show no fish. Yeah, say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. Yeah, they say you found it, but she doesn't want.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I wanted to bring you another recap for the Braxtons. This is season 1, episode 6. This was definitely Miss E's episode. But before we get into the review, I want you all to go ahead and hit the like button. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to push my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. That said, there were a lot of elements of this episode that I did enjoy. It didn't feel super heavy. It was a nice moment of levity. Like, finally, we are getting into other elements, other dynamics in the family that exist outside of Tracy. I would say that this was pretty much Miss E's episode. So Toni is meeting up with Miss E for lunch. Miss Evelyn is making it clear to Toni that she wants to get back into the dating game. She wants Toni to set it up for her. And then they show some flashbacks of Miss E from, Braxton family values, pretty much saying she doesn't want any roughnecks. I don't know if y'all remember when Miss E said this way back when, but she also said she didn't want no hip hop men. That is one of my favorite quotables to ever come out of this show. In another scene, we have Tamar meeting up with Carlos King. She says that when Tracy was sick, she wanted to tell her story. And she says that she told Carlos to hold on to that secret. And that is how she and Carlos became really good friends. So essentially, she went and told Tracy's business to Carlos. I don't know if this means like Tracy agreed to have Carlos tell her story. She didn't say it was a conversation between Tracy and Carlos, so I didn't really understand in terms of like secret. Like, I get that Carlos was supposed to, hold it and keep the secret, and I guess that's why she feels like she's closer. But anyway, side note, this is the most childish ponytail I have ever seen in my life. Tamar, I don't want to see that on your head anymore. The first episode that you were having that sit down with Miss E, y'all were talking about the restaurant with the bang. I think it was like a honey blonde. Put that wig back on. Put that back on. That's your look. That's a good look for you, Miss Tamar. This ponytail was... Carlos is asking her about why she's coming back to the show. She says that she is here for Tracy. This is really why she wanted to come back. Now you're here for her. Didn't you say that Tracy was dead to you in the last season of the Braxtons? You didn't want to film with her. You were going around telling people that she was dead to you, and it actually manifested, and now you're here for her. All right, y'all. We have a scene where Toni Braxton is meeting up with designer. His name is Michael Costello. Now, I don't know if you all have ever watched Project Runway, but I have seen literally every season of Project Runway. And so he is a face that I definitely recognize. Anytime he has ever been on Project Runway, best believe that he made it to the finals. Michael Costello is bad. He's bad. He's nasty on a sewing machine. It's just nice to see him out and about doing his thing. So he's having a show for Fashion Week. He would really love to pull Toni's son. His name is Denim, the eldest son. And Toni is letting him know she's not supposed to be helping him out behind the scenes, so don't tell him that it was like a me thing. Don't, you know what I mean? So she's trying to, be respectful of her son's wishes, that he doesn't really want to use her name, but Denim, you're a Braxton. We're going to circle back to this conversation in a little bit. So we jump back to this scene with Tamar and Carlos King. She says that, we grew up on shows like 227 and all of these black sitcoms, and she felt like with the Braxtons, it would be important to bring this to television because it was necessary for the culture. Was it? I mean, I guess it's all a perception thing. I won't take that away from her if she truly feels like that. But she's also saying that there weren't a lot of examples of black women on TV. I also don't know how true that was. Carlos is asking Tamar if being on the show, being the breakout star of the show, had an effect on her relationship with the family. I would imagine that it did, but Tamar is choosing not to speak to this. She's kind of downplaying it. Carlos also brings up her relationship with Vince, and, she starts going on and on about him and how she's learned so much in that relationship, and she's saying all these nice things, and I just find it so interesting the way Vince is presented on this show juxtaposed against the way Kevin Sr. is presented on this show. Didn't Miss E get down to TMZ and tell us that she had to run out of the house with Logan for fear of her life and the baby? And then we had Tamar a couple episodes ago, or in the last episode, flirting with Vince. I skipped that in my notes last time. I meant to mention that. Sometimes I be going too fast and I miss, and this is why you need notes, people. But that's weird. Is that not weird to y'all? The way Vince is presented on the show versus Kevin Sr. Now, I know Kevin Sr. and Tracy have been through a lot, but I ain't never heard of no domestic violence disputes. Hello? Did y'all? Okay. I'm just saying. Carlos is asking Tamar how has filming been. Tamar says she wouldn't know. She's a friend to the show. Tamar, you have more confessionals than anybody else. You do. You're saying that you're a friend to the show, and I'm interpreting this as you feel shut out of the main storyline, which is Kevin Jr. You are shut out of Scratchy's business. Shout out to Alexander Rogers and C. Diggy One and Pop Roast. But you're shut out of Scratchy's business. And that is what you really want to say, but you're not being direct. So you're going to say that you're a friend of the show. This is your passive aggressive way of saying that you feel shut out. Fine. People think that I am a person that loves attention and I love to be the center, and that's the farthest from the truth. Tamar, this is a lie or a very serious delusion, just based off of how you conduct yourself on social media alone. Anybody who doesn't like attention is low-key, super mellow, out the way. You do a lot in every space you're in. You do a lot. So what are you talking about? Anyway, we have this really adorable scene where Miss E is meeting up with Judge Maybelline and the iconic, the legendary Marla Gibbs and her daughter, Angela Gibbs. And I just really love this scene. You know, she's linking up with her sister girls, and it's some much needed girl time. They're having lunch, they're having a few cockies. And, you know, this is one of my favorite things to do is get up with my homegirls. It's just restorative. It feels like a good reset on your spirit, and just to see these older women have this relationship, this camaraderie. They're very cheeky with each other. It's really so cute. I just love this scene because Miss E was pretty much saying, like, listen, if that urge strikes me, I want a man to be able to take care of it. Now, Miss E got to be in her 70s. She said, mama got to have a life too.
Mama got to have a life too.
Period. We have Denim Braxton at his photo shoot. Toni Braxton comes in. She introduces herself to the photographer. She says, "I'm Denim's mom." So cute. So adorable. She didn't come in like, "Oh, I'm Toni Braxton. I'm Denim's mom." Yeah, I loved it. Denim is saying that he is always going to be Toni Braxton's son, but he wants his own name to mean something. And I got news for you, young Denim. You're a Braxton. So, your name enters the room before you do in a lot of situations. And I respect you saying that you want to forge your own path and develop your own sense of self outside of your mom's name. And I get that. And I hear you and I feel you. But I want to offer this. You're young. I don't know how old you are. It's given late teens. But you're young. Use nepotism to your advantage, okay? You see this right here? That naturally in this life comes with setbacks. And, I think that there are different kinds of luck in this life. I've learned, there is, number one, the kind of luck that you are born with, the people, the family that you are born into, that legacy. There's that kind of luck, right? Environmental. Then the second kind of luck I would say is when you just so happen to be in the right place at the right time. Just happenstance, purely, right? Cool. Then you have a third kind of luck where you become hip to the game and if you go and intentionally place yourself in certain situations of favor, you will be chosen if you have the right preparation, right? Say, for example, you're a musician. You know that if you go to open mic night every Monday at the Neorican, you have the likelihood of meeting somebody that you can connect with there, right? That's how you play up your luck. You are going to have to play up your luck of who you are born to. And that's okay. Now, I'll tell you how to establish your own reputation. By 1, being kind, and 2, being easy to work with. That doesn't mean allowing people to trample your boundaries or, allow just any kind of thing to go on, right? But be somebody that people want to work with. People will remember you for that. People will remember you for your kindness, and they will want to work with you. They will want to extend your name to other rooms. They'll be like, that Denim, he's really easy to work with. He's really easygoing. He's cool. He's chill. He understands the assignment when he comes in. He's on time. Show up on time to your stuff too. People don't like a late motherfucker. So there's that. Black people, nepotism is okay. It is okay when it comes to us. The Wayans family utilizes it to their full advantage, as they should. As they should. It should always be like that. That's just how I feel. Anyway. Child, I done got to soapboxing and carrying on. All right, let's move it along. The other thing too is when nepotism is on your side, when favor is on your side, it doesn't mean to wield your power like an asshole. You get what I mean? You don't come in the room all haughty with your chest poked out like, oh, I'm Toni Braxton's son. I expect blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Come in, chill, respectful. And that is how you set yourself apart, truly. So yeah, just be kind and respectful and you will be good. I just thought it was really cute to see Toni Braxton show up in this scene and just kind of have like a cute moment with her son. You can tell by looking at Toni just how much she is beaming with pride just listening to her son want to become his own man. You can tell she's really proud. So this was a really nice scene. We have a scene where Miss E is meeting up with her date. This man had on a purple Kango, purple shirt, purple Bluetooth. Now, I didn't see his bottom half, but the purple Bluetooth let me know that he had on purple pants and purple shoes. purple weed, purple drink, purple swag, purple tag. Shout out to Absol, but that was a lot. That was crazy. I don't think Miss E is going to see this guy again, but it was nice to see her just get out. And it was, just a cute, fun scene. It was light. We needed more lightheartedness for this show. In the next scene, we learned that Kevin Jr. is having his first grief counseling session with Spirit. The first time Kevin Jr. had a grief counseling session with Spirit, like with the family, he was on FaceTime. He couldn't jump on FaceTime for his first one-on-one. He had to miss court for that. Why wasn't he on the first thing smoking so that he could be to court on time? Okay. So, production apparently found Kevin Jr. unconscious on the ground. They called Tawanda. Apparently, this was a stress-induced seizure. They started to come about whenever Tracy passed away. This is a very tumultuous experience to have. I know that people have them fairly regularly, but I also know that this is still not something to really play with. And also, I wanted to say, why did production call Tawanda instead of the ambulance? That was weird. What is Tawanda going to do? I mean, I know a lot of these shows, they have like people on staff, like medical. So maybe that's what happened, but I don't know. Something about that was not gelling over well for me. So Tawanda is calling Scratchy's wife to see if she can postpone court. Now, y'all, I don't play in court, so I don't really know how this works, but it doesn't seem like you would be able to call somebody the night before a custody hearing to rearrange things. Right? Am I tripping? I don't know. Maybe you can. But she called the wife. So that means that, and why couldn't Scratchy call his own wife? Hello. But she called the wife, and so that means that the wife has to get in touch with her lawyer and Scratchy's lawyer and the court to rearrange this. Why is now the onus and the burden on his wife because he decided he wanted to miss court? I understand he wanted to go to Tracy's party to celebrate his mom. That's all fine and well. But you as an adult, you needed to have your priorities in order. This is a big deal. A custody hearing. This is like the second, third court date that he's missed. Scratchy is wildin'. He's wildin'. This doesn't make any sense to me. And also, I feel like his family could do a better job of encouraging him to be responsible. They need to be like, nigga, you got court in the morning, so you need to be like on a red eye. You got court at 9, 10 in the morning or whatever the case is. Like, I don't know. This is weird. Scratchy says that he doesn't want to be by himself, so he is having to stay at this hotel. And Tawanda is like, oh, so you're going to be scared to be alone in a hotel? He just had a seizure, ma'am. Why wouldn't you offer, or somebody in the family offer to, have him over for the night? He's just staying the night. He's not staying for he's not coming to live with you. Y'all, this just further cements he's on the outskirts of his family. They're not close to him. All this feigned closeness and intimacy. Oh, Scratchy, and I call him Scratchy. It's like, girl. Scratchy can't even spend the night at your house after he had a seizure, after he had a medical emergency that only came about just after his mom passed. Are y'all good? And then the other thing, again, that keeps bothering me is that they always mention this wife and all of this stuff. We have never seen or heard from the wife. Also, we get in all of Scratchy's business. Scratchy has never had a confessional. Never had a confessional to tell his own side of the story. It's probably for the best because he'll get to saying too much shit. Probably incriminating himself. It was a domestic violence dispute, apparently. Allegedly. I can't even say allegedly because it's court documents out there to support it. Right? So then we have Trina and Miss E coming to, see him in the next scene. We learn that the divorce is finalized. She took full custody of the baby. Duh. Nigga, you can't even buy your own cell phone. You don't show up to none of your court dates on time. Of course she has full custody of the baby. He's irresponsible. He's irresponsible, period. Kevin Jr. says, she didn't reschedule court and that he feels betrayed. In this moment, I'm just like, okay, this is the delusion, because this family is delusional as hell. So maybe this is the delusion jumping out, or maybe it's like a developmental challenge, or maybe it's just like the entitlement of a man, or maybe it's all of them rolled up into one. But this just seemed really entitled, like, I feel betrayed because she didn't reschedule. Nigga, you broke your obligations and now she's supposed to run around and make all these plans and arrangements for you? I'm sorry. Just imagine for a moment that you have a domestic violence dispute with your ex and he calls you asking to reschedule court that he never shows up to, mind you, and he feels betrayed because you didn't reschedule. Mind you, he put his hands on you, allegedly. Now, here's how I feel. Everything bad coming to you, Scratchy, is a result of your own actions. Don't try to wrap it up and because your mom died. Because guess what? You know how many people's mothers and fathers die and they don't go hooking off on bitches? Allegedly. Enough. I don't know, child. I don't know. I just don't know. Trina says, we love you very much. The door is always open. Okay, well, do you ever open the door yourself? Or is the door barricaded? Does it have bolts and chains? And is it all, boarded up when you say your door is always open? When he gets to the door, what is he going to be presented with? Is it going to be a closed door or is it going to be open? People kill me with you should call us. You don't never call me. You need to pick up the phone. No, you need to pick up the phone. The phone works two ways. You need to reach out. His mother just died and he got to be the one always reaching out to y'all. They get on my damn nerves. Anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Don't forget to hit the like button for me. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, okay? And drop down in the comments. You know that I want to hear from y'all. I'll see y'all for the next one. Peace.